Hello, everyone. This is Regency Jewelers podcast number 3, and today we're here with myself, Joe, Rick, Jeff, and Danielle, as always. Say hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Today, I think what we should talk about that a lot of people may be interested in is how we make the jewelry and who's behind the curtain, so to speak. Who really does a lot of the things that happen at Regency Jewelers as far as jewelry creation? Wouldn't you say, Rick?
Absolutely. I mean, when people come into the store and they see all this beautiful jewelry, they go, wow, but they don't really know who's behind and how it's really getting out here.
The man behind the curtain.
That's right.
Yeah, so,
and that most places don't have a man behind the curtain. They just have it like an empty place. There's no one there. No one can do anything for you when you walk in the store.
Yep, they have no idea, and if you leave something there, most of the time it gets sent out.
And that person would be Jeff.
Also known as the Wizard, I guess.
Wow.
Jeff the Wizard.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, we don't know about that.
Wizardry, but
Jeff is the master of jewelry.
The guru.
We're really happy and proud to have him here today. His schedule gets really tight, so here he is.
It's September 15th.
Yep.
Already.
I
It's crazy.
don't know where it went.
Well, I'm going to tell you some fun things. I'm glad Saratoga's over.
You had fun.
Because I'm exhausted.
Come on. You had another 2 weeks in you.
No. I don't want any more. I put the white flag up. And Rick had an interesting evening last night. He went to see the Yankees at Yankee Stadium.
I'll tell you that Judd was on fire. People wearing his the Judge outfit and great crowd. So yeah.
Maybe one day I'll put the white wig on.
Yeah, there we go.
And what have you been doing that's fun, Danielle?
Started school again. Just up to that stuff.
School?
School.
Jeff, what are you doing that's fun?
Work.
Work
is fun for me.
That's a little tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
It's like Bob Cratchit. You work by candlelight?
Hey, well, when you love what you do, you just love doing it.
That's what you want to do. Well, speaking of that, how'd you start in the business? We know, but everyone else doesn't.
Yeah, they don't know.
I don't think I know even.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna know today.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna know.
Nice.
Well, when I first started out, it was more of a tinkering kind of thing. It was like, can you take a link out of this watch, or figure it out how to do it. And as it turns out, I was pretty
adept.
Pretty crafty.
I was just able to pick it right up. So
it's like The Natural in that movie, the baseball movie. Except when it's jewelry, not baseball.
Absolutely. Very impressive.
So basically, I went to
I remember way back in the day, you said, I want to work at the jewelry store. And I said, oh, yeah, okay, what do you want to do, sales? He said, no, I don't want, I want to fix stuff. I said, well, you don't have any training. And so we worked out with someone in the business where Jeff could do kind of like an apprenticeship almost and learn on the job, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
In what better way than with his family's store, right?
Well, he had to work somewhere else before he could work at the store.
Oh, wow.
That was the rule. If you could do, I forget what we did, it was either 6 months or 12 months somewhere else and last, then you could come there. I thought that was
fair.
Yeah, I thought that was just a good thing to do at the time. I don't know if I do it today, knowing that he was as good. I would just say, come on now and learn here. But
Sight unseen, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know.
But and we went through a lot of growing pains too.
I think any business does.
As far as Jeff's sphere, right? You remember a lot of the things we had late nights and.
Oh yeah, it was I was going to college at the time and not really learning anything there that I really cared about. So I was about between balancing like school and trying to pick up this trade.
Which is a trade that not many people can do,
Not
or
many.
have the opportunity to do it the way that he did. I mean, people that are at Jeff's level probably paid tens of thousands of dollars in training.
Definitely. Over years, for sure.
And
Absolutely.
he was afforded that opportunity, and thank God he was good at it, to practice a lot of the things without having to go to school. And we had people we could kind of lean on to ask questions and, maybe give Jeff a leg up, so to speak.
The only hard part about doing it the way that I did it is when you work for someone else, they don't want to teach you too much because you could
Get better
than them.
Yeah.
So it was kind
Rule
of a
number
being
one
held
of the
back.
laws of power.
There it is.
Never learn more than the master.
Never share that you know more.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, after doing that for about a year, it was very repetitive, doing the same thing over and over, and not getting into a lot of areas at all about like how to set stones and anything else. Basically, I was a ring sizer for a year.
So,
That's generally how it goes.
So, I don't know. I feel like I don't really know much about your journey into jewelry, and I've known you my whole life.
Well, where'd you work for that time? That apprenticeship?
Well, I worked for a guy named Phil. And,
At what place?
well, he
Was
was
it-
based out of a mall jewelry store.
Right.
So basically,
I'll say the name for you. It was Littman's Jewelers.
Mhm.
I mean,
Okay. Well,
Well,
yeah.
anyways,
Got to start somewhere.
that's
That's
true. I was also, the delivery guy because he used to do a lot of accounts for different stores, and it was basic repair stuff. So, but after a while, it's like you don't want to teach me anymore. Then I need an opportunity somewhere else where I can basically gain more knowledge. So at that point, being in this store, first I'm working with family, so it makes it a little easier and more acceptable.
In some areas, but it's harder in some.
Much
Yeah.
harder in some areas.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
there's a lot of things that you would say to a family member that you wouldn't say to an employee.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
we had fun though.
but it was different.
Here I'm allowed to argue with my boss.
Yeah.
So
For the most part.
But I can't tell him to go to his room anymore. He's too old.
The arguing became great results, though. I'd have to
Yeah,
say.
with
through,
with
not
great
arguing, but
with great strife and conflict comes great achievements too.
yeah,
Absolutely.
So,
Well, I was
and-
also afforded opportunities to experiment on jewelry as well. As
So
far
you're now
as
a mad scientist
learning-
as well as a wizard.
yeah,
Yeah.
to learn something you have to try it, and if you don't try it, you're never going to learn it. So
it's a lot of self-taught.
Would
You
you
know.
consider that like your motivation or
What motivates
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
well, what motivates me is the fact that I really love what I do. So
That's
and
huge.
I want to be able to do as much of it as possible. So over time, you just continue to try new things and figure out how things work. And
And the good thing is jewelry is never ending. There's
Mhm.
always something else we can make
Absolutely.
or do or create.
create.
And, your mind is
Design.
infinite, and so is the way that we make. And the history of Regency Jewelers, Rick, we're around in the very beginning. And,
1996.
it was even before there was actually
yeah,
95.
Yeah,
wow?
Rick and I, you remember we used to go around and do home parties?
yeah. You carry stuff around and call people up, and they invite us to their homes, and
And we'd have parties and
kind of just start that way.
I remember waiting in the car with me and my brothers while he was selling something in somebody's house.
I mean, we had to build our clientele that way.
Yeah, that was.
And that never stops, though, building the clientele. And, you know, we had multiple stores, you know.
Yeah, we had Clifton Park, we had
St.
St.
James
James Square.
Square.
And that's where Jeff was really, you know, think about this, where you had to go store to store and work on all this jewelry and concentrate. And
Was
that
he the
takes-
only bench jeweler?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was
Wow.
he was solely the guy. So,
And,
you know,
you know, we started some things back in that time frame when we had multiple stores where we tried to link everything up, and the technology just wasn't there at that time,
no, not yet.
like it is today.
Well, pre 3D printing too. So.
Yes.
You got to think about the good old days, but you know, for us, they were the good old growing days and
Mhm.
figuring stuff out. You know, it's
Yeah, we had to figure it out. Nobody was coming around.
No.
You know, and that's where Jeff was, you know.
And we knew jewelry
very-
was changing, though.
Yeah.
We knew the model for jewelry was changing.
Yeah,
And what do I mean by that, Rick? What do you think?
well, what happened was, you know, we would just go to the Vegas show every year and just go buy all these lines, bring them back, and sell them. There wasn't really a lot of creativity in that, but
Yeah, you
You
were at
know,
the mercy of
you-
what was
what was
at
out
the show.
you know,
Yeah.
And
whether
you
you,
could bring it
liked it,
back.
whether you liked it or not, that's what the trend was.
So is that
Mhm.
why you really kind of brought to life 3D printing?
Well, yeah, I kept seeing bits and pieces at the show, so I'd come back and, you know, I'd say to Jeff, what are we doing to make a piece for people? How are you doing it? How were you doing it back then?
oh my goodness.
Back in the day.
Well, in order to figure out how jewelry is made, first you have to really take a look at it. The old style of making a piece of jewelry was using jeweler's wax and carving it by hand.
Oh,
Which is-
God. How long does that take?
You mess up once, you start over. There's no
So-
fixing it.
So 6 to 8 weeks, if I remember right, was a hand carved wax. If you
Start
were
to-
lucky.
Start to finish.
If you were lucky.
If you were
Yeah.
lucky.
And how did that final product come out?
Not nearly as
Well, you didn't know.
Polished?
good as
Yeah.
I can now.
You didn't know.
Oh wow.
You had a primitive wax by hand. I mean, some hand guys were good,
hmm
No doubt.
but you still couldn't tell what it looked like because it's purple.
Oh
Or
yeah.
blue.
hmm
You don't know. People have a hard time visualizing
Oh, I
that.
remember them days. People would come back and forth. and
I
then
don't like it. It's not what I thought it would be.
When it was finished.
So
they
how
didn't
is
like
it different now, Jeff?
Oh, now it's a breeze for me. You know, we use a CAD system to do all our designing.
What does a
which-
customer get though from you? That's different than just a wax.
Well, first, they can see me right here. I mean, they can sit here and I could show them every aspect to a design. Move it around on the screen.
So
It's
you're
all in
showing them a
3D.
completed
completed.
design, what it's actually going to look like before we even make it.
Showing them stones in it. I can change option. I can change the
The
color,
color,
of a
the
piece
gold,
with one click.
add more
you know.
stones, take some out.
Well, you can, once it's done, you email it to them too.
Absolutely.
Right? Goes right to your desktop.
It
That's-
goes right to your
right to your
device,
desktop.
and you're able to
It's-
move it all around yourself. Check it all out. That's pretty impressive. A
Well-
completed piece before it's made. Think about that.
It saves them time too because they don't have to plan trips to come in. You know, I can send it to them at home. They can open it up, take a look at it, and then just call me and say it's perfect.
Call or email. Have to even.
Or
They-
email.
yeah.
Technology today is awesome.
Yeah. I can basically finish something and have them see it, and I can start printing it 10 minutes later.
So they like the model that you send them in an email. They're happy with that. What else do we do to ensure that they like it?
Well, we have good communication with them first. I
Well,
mean,
we print it, right?
yeah, well, you got to start at the beginning. You know, what you got to do is you got to sit down and listen to what they want, and take the time, find out what details they like, what they don't like, just to design the piece.
So they're going to see the finished model on their computer.
Yeah.
Then they say they like it. Then we print it. Then we show them the model. for size and depth. So you see the completed model, then you see the printed wax after you okay your model.
There's no room for error. It's perfect.
So how long is that to
It's
3D
perfect.
print?
Well, it depends. I mean, we turn designs in probably 48 hours.
We could. There's
But
certain ones,
there's no
sure.
need to do that. We can cut it down and be safe in a 2-week time frame. In
So
those
6
cases,
weeks
absolutely.
to 2 is fantastic.
less if we have to really push it, but then you might have errors. So I'd like to stay, 2 weeks with any design or any piece that we're creating. But the creating part is fantastic because you can see the whole thing.
And people, they just love it because no one else is going to have that piece.
Well, you
You
guys are
know,
the leaders.
Yeah.
Leaders in
so-
3D printing, it's awesome.
It's and think about what happens with that piece. It gets handed down to people.
It marks history.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of a
That's-
kind. That's it.
That's what jewelry is. It's
And
marking.
you're part of creating it. The customer.
You're
know,
seeing it
that's-
born.
Yeah, you're part of that creation.
It's marking
know,
history for
yeah,
you.
it's not like you're walking in the store just buying a piece of jewelry from the case. I mean, it really.
I mean,
has,
you can do
you
that.
can,
Yeah.
Sure.
but
Most times jewelry is marking a period in time that you accomplish something or something good happened on that day or, like a birthday or an anniversary. There's a lot of things that could happen. So,
But like on the part that it comes back, we got to tell them after it's printed, we cast it, and then what happens after that, Jeff? That's when you really.
That's when I get to play with it some more.
That's when this is where it really happens right here.
I don't know if most
You know-
people have ever, do you think most people have ever seen a raw casting? Probably not.
Probably not. If they looked at it, they would say.
Oh.
I remember I did that one job. It was a platinum job for a customer, and I showed him the raw platinum casting.
And they got nervous?
And he was like, "Oh my God, I can't give her that." and I said,
That
"Don't."
is so
I said,
funny.
"Relax." I said, "We have, Jeff still has to polish and prep and set all
Several
these
stages
stones.
of all
I
of
mean,
that.
and there's a lot of work left to be done, and they were just so amazed by that. And then, obviously after the piece was done, absolutely beautiful. But that's where Jeff's craft is impeccable to do.
I've said it a million times to Rick that Jeff, what he does is at least 1/3 of our business.
Absolutely,
At least 1/3, if not more.
absolutely.
So most places don't have someone that they can lean on like that and have it done there. They have to send it out to someone or have to call someone.
Yeah, your stuff's
or-
traveling
you-
all over.
Yeah, nothing leaves here. And that's good. That's security for people in their mind. That not, and in reality too, it's secure here, and it's done here, and everything's here, which is
Well,
great.
When you have anything made, you see me at every stage doing it start to finish. From right after you decide what you want and you go over it with me to making the piece, setting it up, finishing it, and then I get to be here to see you pick it up and see how you react to it. So, that's one of my
rewarding.
driving things that I really enjoy it. So,
Plus the trust. Say, Jeff has to set a 2-carat round, and the trust with him is great.
Trust is important.
You never have to worry about, you hear those bad stories
Mhm.
about people switching stones and this and that.
We have a glass where
No.
you could watch your stone being set.
Yeah, you can look right through here. He loves to work on the jewelry. We don't want your jewelry. We want you to have beautiful pieces.
I got enough jewelry here. Come and buy some.
keep buying it, and I can make more of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, Jeff had an idea. Don't you tell him a little bit about the idea you had for repairs?
Well, typically, we turn repairs around in a pretty good time frame. I make a lot of the stuff, so I go between the designing phase and in the back where I'm doing repairs and setting stuff
So
up.
it's like having your car from the Ford factory and bringing it back to the Ford factory.
Yeah. So for me,
Good analogy.
Yeah, that's a
That's
really
pretty
good
Good
analogy.
analogy. I like that one.
okay, as long as it's not referring to Pintos, you're okay. But yeah, I was thinking about doing, like every Saturday or every other Saturday, like a repair clinic. Basically, you could bring your stuff in. If you want to get it repaired, we'll do it that day.
While you wait day.
While you wait.
That's
That's great.
no extra
Wow.
fees, no
yeah,
extra
no
charges.
extra charge.
It's a way for me to
People do
see
that?
you.
Oh, yeah.
They do?
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I
my
haven't
God.
done a competition check in so long.
The-
They really do that?
Sure.
It's called a rush charge.
Yeah, rush charge.
Are you kidding me?
Just because we're going to rush your job and we're going to do it in the same time anyway. We're going to charge you an extra
Have you ever heard of
$30.
that before,
I mean,
Danielle?
Oh,
It's ridiculous.
absolutely.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
that's
How can you do that to
so
people?
unfair.
I am so shut in here. I don't get out anymore.
Well, that's
They
what you
really
get when
do?
you go away from small business.
Wow.
No, you get it everywhere except
So-
here.
Yeah.
So
we
so
can't do
we're going to start a repair day while you wait repair day on Saturdays.
Yeah.
No extra charge. You could bring your stuff in. We'll look
have
it over.
Have it all evaluated for free.
Yeah, cleaned and
Whether it's-
evaluated.
Real, not real.
That applies to most repairs. I mean, sometimes you're going to have to order a part, or
Yeah.
Yeah, if we don't have a
if we don't
part
have
in
it-
stock,
You know.
there's not much we can do.
but we still finish it within a couple days anyways. So I mean, this is the repair day while you wait is more so that you're not inconvenienced, and you get to come in and see me, and I get to come. I'm already here, so I get to see you and see how you like your stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's always good to, like I said, see the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So
Like
that,
the Wizard of Oz guy.
yeah, we're off to see the
Or
wizard.
the-
Hi, everybody
who's-
sing.
Who's,
Yeah.
who's the man behind the curtain? Well,
Where's Greg?
every time I hear that, the curtain, I just always think that.
You know that the wizard played
Hmm.
5 or 6 different roles in that movie.
Yeah, that's
Really?
pretty-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was
the
the guy
lion.
in the carriage,
Yeah, the
driving
lion.
the carriage.
He was the lion.
No,
No,
no.
he wasn't.
No, the wizard. He was the driver of the carriage.
Yep, the carriage.
He was the wizard. He was the doorman.
Oh, at the
He was
at
the
the,
guy
Yeah,
with
at the
palace.
Emerald City.
Yeah, yeah.
Was he
Through-
was the
through
guy
the
with
little
the
door
balloon,
there.
but he
Yeah,
was
and
so
I
wizard
forgot what there was a couple more, but
Yeah,
Wow.
Pretty interesting.
yeah,
As long as his picture doesn't show up on my business card, I'm okay.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
we could design him though.
Yeah. Yeah, we could.
Yeah. We could,
We could bling him out, put diamonds all over his face.
Yeah, you know.
That'd be wizardry.
There you go.
Well, so when are we gonna start that?
Well, I thought Jeff was starting it up next week.
Oh,
So
but,
today's
you
the
know,
15th.
Well, hey, I'm here every Saturday, so it can be every Saturday. But
I mean, there
we're
you
here
have it.
doing the job anyway, so you might as well bring your stuff in
You know,
on any
what-
Saturday and get it back.
So the 23rd is going to be our first.
Yeah.
Are we going to get that on the website, not
We
in the
are.
newsletter?
yep, we are.
All
You know,
right.
think about
Well,
how great
the next
that is.
newsletter because this
Okay.
one just went out.
You know, we know people's schedules are so tight and tough. Yeah, one day now you get it done.
That's awesome.
I mean, you know,
I don't know that any.
I don't know. If,
I don't know too many places that would do
They're
that
going to
for
be
you.
able to do that for you
And
with
it-
no extra charge.
No extra charge and a professional job
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
because you know how many times we've seen
Oh,
the hack jobs that come in here.
well, what happens?
yeah.
People will do the job, but then they don't polish it and clean it and
Or,
really
You
Or
know,
don't
finish it
even
up.
repair it right.
like on
You know?
rope chains, they stiff solder it, so you got this, quarter
so
inch
bad.
of it's just stiffs. It doesn't move anymore.
It's a full job.
Yeah, it's the right job.
Yeah,
That's
So,
you need to really check it out.
does this? I have a question. Does this go towards our October 1st event?
sure. Well, you got
September
no
22nd.
22nd.
Oh,
No, that's over with.
yeah.
But if you come in on the first day, we'll get you in there. On the 23rd, the very
Yeah, we
first
should do
day.
that.
You know what? That's a great idea. We'll extend it one more day. If you
23rd.
heard this podcast and you come in that Saturday, we'll make sure you get an entry Tell them about the October 1st event one more time, Danielle.
So basically what we're going to do is we're going to have live bands, crying out loud, music, well, from crying out loud, yeah, food
Well,
vendors.
I'm not singing. I'll tell you right
no,
now.
you might.
No, I
food
will not.
vendors, Smoking Hogs, Mr. Dingling, and basically it's just going to be a Sunday party from 2 to 5.
What are we giving away?
$5,000 shopping spree. Well, total.
Who authorized that?
Was that you, Jeff?
No, but I'll take $5,000.
Yeah, me too.
You're not eligible to win, either one of you.
No,
So sorry.
I know.
3,000 first prize?
Yep.
3,000 first
1,500
prize.
second,
Yep.
500 for third.
And how do they win again?
Honestly, you just have to buy something.
And show up.
Yeah,
And
and
show up.
So
You
yeah.
got to be here to win
Show
it?
up.
Got to be in it to win it, or here to win
You
it?
can purchase a battery and fill out a form.
And what are we doing the day
Yeah.
of the actual event?
We are offering, as a matter of fact, what are we offering?
Double
Rick?
entries, aren't we?
I
Double
think,
entries.
No.
What's
Well,
it double?
we're going to do a store-wide sale also.
Oh,
30 to
that's
50%
right.
off.
All right?
Oh my God.
I mean, we're letting the cat out of the bag a little early
Well,
here.
that's okay.
It's not too bad because you're going to get calls and emails, but
yeah, we're going to
it's,
call every entrant too.
yeah.
Make
How many-
sure.
I think we got what right now.
It's over
500?
3. No, I know it's over 300
yeah,
at least.
over 300.
So
So
that's a lot of people.
get here and get your entry in because
Yeah.
it's
I mean, your chances of winning are good. A battery, a repair,
anything.
anything you do. Even, you know what? Do they get an entry if we buy scrap gold?
Scrap gold too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep. I just did
Who's
one.
authorizing this stuff?
I just did one today. The gentleman filled it out for scrap gold.
Well, then let's
Scrap gold.
let's get on down to Regency and get your entry filled out. All you gotta do is buy something, make a transaction with us, and you're entered and show up on October 1st. You're gonna hear a great band,
Yep.
a lot of food vendors, a lot of fun, and who knows, we might have some secret giveaways too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got something, but I'm not going to let that out yet.
Rick's got something up his sleeve. Oh
Uh-oh.
boy!
The new wizard.
Yeah.
Last time Rick had something up his sleeve, we ended up in Vegas. So
Yeah. Well,
Well, and if
That's
you,
not what's going to be the
that I'll
prize.
let that out of the. That's not what's going to happen.
And if you are a top winner, then you really get to meet me, and I get to make you something.
Ooh.
Ooh,
awesome.
good. But yeah, so just a little history about Jeff, the repairs, history of Regency, how we came to be where we're at, and where we are in the hierarchy of jewelry. We have things that we offer that
No
I
one
know
else
no
does.
one else can do.
We know they can.
So you need to come down, check Jeff out, check out the design center. The design center is one of a kind. I know it is because I made it. I created it, and it's nowhere else in the country.
It's nowhere. We have vendors come from here to California that want to sell us their jewelry, and they just are in awe that
They're like I never saw anything
in
like
all
this.
the jewelry stores we've been in, they've never seen this. So, here's an opportunity. And
I hear people come in and they are shocked with our design center.
yeah, they're really floored, and sometimes it could be a little intimidating for them because, sometimes they're afraid to ask questions. But once we kind of get them in a little bit, and then they're like, "Wow, really?" And then the wheels start turning. That's what we want. We want people to be. We want to help you be creative. It's great.
And we can do that.
Yeah,
we
we do
have
that
the
here.
knowledge.
And
What was that old phrase? Forget the rest and go with the best.
Is that how?
That,
Right?
something
Where'd
like
that
that.
come
But
from?
you know
I'll
what?
Where's
leave
that?
you with my
Okay.
last phrase. The lion doesn't care about the lamb's opinion.
There you go.
All right, so that's it for today. That's our
Yep,
podcast.
that's it.
I hope we were entertaining. Glad you got to talk with Jeff a little bit, and Danielle, Rick, and myself. That's it for us, right, guys?
Thank you very much.
All right,
Bring your stuff in on Saturday.
Saturday the 23rd,
Last chance
October
entries
1st for
there.
our party.
Great ideas that shine.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.